Hi everyone. This looks a bit different, doesn't it? It's a really long story. I'm probably going to tell my guest the story. I'm working on a new studio. It's been very difficult. I'm in Nashville now, so let me figure it out. But welcome in to another episode. My guest on the podcast this week is Tom Williams of Stray from the Path. He's back, third time. We got a new single out, Kubrick Stare. Make sure you go check that out. Came out 3 days ago or something. I can't remember when this is going out. It's really good. He's also a manager. He manages Stray. He manages a million other bands. He's also one of my best friends. So, you know, it's going to be good. Before we get started, I want you to know we have a Patreon, patreon.com/the Downbeat. On it, you get early access to episodes. You get ad-free versions of the episodes. You can get early access to the merch. You can get early access to anything I release. Basically, it allows me to buy these sweet cameras, to go on trips for the podcast, to pay for a guest's accommodation if they come specifically. Bunch of stuff. It goes straight back into the podcast. I really appreciate it. The lowest tier is £1. If you like the Downbeat, just give me £1, basically. Patreon.com/the Downbeat. We also have delightful, a little flex there. If you're just listening to the audio, then you're not seeing me flex because I'm wearing a lovely jersey from www.thedownbeat.at. So it spells Downbeat. We got jerseys, we got hoodies. By this point, I think we've got new stuff, probably shorts, probably a bunch of cool stuff. It's streetwear designed by a musician for, I guess, everyone, but most of you are musicians or like heavy music. High quality stuff. Ships from the UK and the US. Everything is always in stock. There's no pre-orders. I love it. I wear it all the time. I hope you will too. www.thedownbeat.at. So it spells Downbeat. As ever, this episode of The Downbeat is brought to you by Display. Let me set the scene for you, right? You're at home. Your home is relatively big, but not massive. And you are swinging a cat in it. I don't know if you got that phrase in America, but if something's big in the UK, you say, I could swing a cat in here. I don't recommend swinging cats, right? But let's say you swing that cat, you lose your grip, cat goes into the wall, you got low quality walls because you're renting, bang, there's a hole. What are you going to do? You could block it up. How about this? Why don't you go to display.com and use the code DOWNBEAT and get 22% off 1 to 2 displays or 33% off 3 or more displays, and get yourself a metal poster that mounts on the wall with a magnet. Comes in 3 sizes, so depending on what size cat you threw, you can cover up that hole. It's super easy. Don't put it on the hole, this isn't going to work. You apply the protective leaf to the wall, then the magnet, and then a display of whatever you want over the top. Display has a Downbeat store, bunch of designs. They have movies, they've got officially licensed Marvel stuff, games, they've got everything. As I said, listeners of the Downbeat can get between 22 and 33% off displays by going to display.com/the Downbeat and using the code Downbeat. Make your walls look like a cat hasn't been thrown at them. It's Tom Williams on the Downbeat podcast.
Can I set it off for something real quick?
Tell me. Please tell me. What are you about to do?
What are you thinking about to do?
I hope to God you have a cool drink. Oh, thank God. Oh, my God. I was sat here.
Okay, Spindrift.
The best.
The best. Have you had the new flavor?
No.
Yes.
And I'm going into debt with the amount of Spindrift I'm buying.
This is the Cosmopolitan.
Oh, my God. I thought when you pulled it out, I was like, it looks like a Corona.
I love that you knew what it was.
Oh, I was on my way here. I was like, oh, God, I'm thirsty.
Oh, fucking unbelievable. 10 o'clock fucking Spindrift.
At 10 a.m. Cosmopolitan.
Yeah. These motherfuckers are
it's glorious.
It's so fucking good. It's better when it's like fucking frozen, but you know.
Not sponsored, but...
No, not sponsored, but I email them incessantly.
Do you actually?
Not incessantly, but I have so many times.
Do you get free stuff?
Nah.
What are
they don't give a fuck.
Do they reply?
No, they don't care.
That's a shame.
Like, not to start with it, but like Better Lovers, I manage them, and they're like, they'll be like, oh, get us Crocs and Spindrift. And I'm just like, all right.
Crocs?
Yeah, like a collab with them, which I've tried, and they've, you know.
You do your own collab, though? You just make the giblets?
Yeah, but like we want to do something more with it, you know, like an official fucking official.
Yeah, a frog. It's going to be a frog.
Something like that. Frog. Yeah, but we'll get there. It's a massive company, so are Spindrift. So I'm like, oh, check out this band, and then even if they did check it out, It's like the first video is like Greg jumping through the camera, and it's just like they're gonna be like, "The fuck is this?" I'm gonna give these guys drinks.
I'll tell you what, we could kick it off with, because I don't think we actually did talk about this last time.
Yeah.
When was it? Was it recording Euthanasia, or was it recording something else? Kubrick Stare, probably. That we had the Seltzer challenge.
That was Internal Atomics.
No.
Yeah, 100%. We did Euthanasia at Will's, and we did the Seltzer challenge at Belleville, which was
but
Internal.
wasn't it while I was doing drums?
No, because remember when?
I had
remember
broken
Will's?
back, I remember.
Yeah, because you remember Will's room, and then he had that along the left side of the wall. He had the control unit, and we were stacking cans on there. I still have the picture.
Yeah.
There's like 100 cans.
Do you remember?
You
who
tapped
won?
out.
Yeah.
Me and Will. It wasn't even like who could do the most. It was drink 100 seltzers in a day.
Is that what we tried to do? 100 each.
And then you did like
That is like so dangerous.
yes, it's like literally lethal. But you did like 8, and then
I'm sure I hit double figures.
no, 100%
I
no.
hit like fucking 8
No,
yesterday.
you, Neck, and Drew didn't. And then me and Will were doing like 30. It was crazy at the end because, dude, we were like pissing every like 10 minutes. And we were like at the end of the day, we were like, all right, we got to get like 6 more. And we were just shotgunning polars. It was ridiculous.
And now,
But now this is what we do. This is the champagne of seltzers, is what I think.
have you got any hacks on how to get it cheaper? Because I'm going to Publix and I'm spending so much money.
Oh, Publix is not what you do. I mean, buy it off the website. You can't get this in stores right now.
This flavor.
No.
This seems like an ad.
So
it's definitely not
it's
an
not
ad.
at all. But like me and Will, because Will loves Spindrift, because we go to the studio and he just has like a pallet of them in his room. So when a new flavor dropped, it's like a joke between who could send it to each other first. Like, yo, new flavor dropped, and then we just order cases. And yeah, I'll get like. I'll order cases from Spindrift direct, and you could get flavors that they don't have in Publix.
It's definitely a fucking
Plus, it's
ad
like
now. It's an ad. We have to stop. We have to stop.
But like you get them for a pack of 8 in Publix, and you could get 24 in from the website.
How much is 24 Spindrift, Tom?
I don't know.
Just
Stop,
because
man. I want to say it's $30. Yeah. And these are worth $1 a can, more than $1 a can.
I feel like it would help me stop drinking so much. I mean, it already does, because I'm like, it feels like
a Cosmopolitan.
I was just about to say, yeah, Cosmopolitan. I'm not getting cranberry from it though. Still not an ad. Fuck me, we can't do this.
Yeah, it's very limey, but let's move on anyway. Like, this is riveting fucking thing. We got a new fucking single out.
No, let's not go there yet.
You're the fucking host. You're the host.
How about that I-65, bro?
It sucks, though, for real.
I mean,
that's why you're like, I was like, can I find this fucking place? And then you're like, yeah, it just is where it says it was. And I'm like, yeah, but like I'm having to like look at a PDF file while trying to drive, and I'm just like,
what you do is you look at the PDF before you go.
Yeah, I did that, but it's a lot to compute.
No compute. No compute. Anyway, the I-65 is interstate highway in Nashville, where I live, and I haven't told. No one knows yet. This is the first.
Is it really?
Well, I like put it on my Instagram story, but I haven't done a vlog, I haven't done an episode, haven't done anything.
Sick. Well, so I moved here 8 years ago, and now you're here, which is cool.
I'm here, and it's an absolute nightmare. I haven't even told you this. My stuff is going to turn up, the contents of my old house, podcast studio, all my clothes. I've been wearing the same clothes since November 26th. Oh. I've been washing them.
Yeah, of course.
But like,
you gotta wash them.
Like, I have a tore suitcase worth of clothes, and that's just what I've been wearing for that long.
That's brutal.
And they said it's going to be March, middle of March.
Holy hell! What did it come over on, like a shipping container?
Yeah, but like when I signed up to it, and they took all my stuff on November 26th, they were like, yeah, it takes like 5 weeks, and it's now like 30 weeks. No podcast gear. I've got my cameras, but I don't have the microphones. I don't have the like main stuff, whatever, the gubbins.
Are these cameras yours or theirs?
Theirs.
Okay.
None, like, I would have had cool things to put on these shelves.
No accoutrement.
No offense. Like a clock. You had some books about God behind you. Had to flip.
Oh, okay, word. I was going to say. I didn't survey the area.
No. I had to get rid of those. Yeah. I came in and started sweating. I don't know what it was. It's like a hot flush thing. And then, now my files are going to be corrupt. I'm sorry if anyone's. You do you.
Yeah, they're hitting the corrupt button.
Corrupt. Kaleidoscope effect on the whole thing. Yeah, so that's been a nightmare. Everything's been a nightmare. The whole thing.
Yeah. You moved across the world.
You're
That's tough.
technically the name on my water bill. That's getting changed.
funny.
Though. That's getting changed. I do get it paid. I pay it.
You pay it? Yeah, I mean,
I'm on the time.
I know. I wouldn't do that for someone who I didn't think would pay it on time.
But
so.
the hugest problem. Failed my driving knowledge test. How did I get here, you ask? Who knows?
Oh, roll the dice.
What are they going to do? Shoot me?
Yeah.
Quite possible.
Yeah. It's funny. I said that when you moved in. I was like, because you sent a video to the band chat of you pointing to your air conditioning and then to your washer and your dryer. And I was like, you've increased your chances of getting shot just to be cool and be able to wash your clothes efficiently. That's how backwards Europe is with the fucking bullshit. It's crazy.
I am loving it.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's fun. I knew you'd like it. You need to get to like July and then you'll enjoy it, honestly, because it's like you got to wait for that. And then we're going to do stuff May and June. So like by the time you get your stuff, March, April, you're set up, but then it's still kind of hectic.
I've got a podcast space on hold, but I need all my stuff to do it. And I needed to get a new sponsor because I need to pay for that, because one of the pitfalls from moving to a place you've never been to, I had to get Fred Rubenstein to go on FaceTime. I mean, you looked at a couple for me as well, but Fred was this one on FaceTime. And then I was like, yeah, that room looks good enough to do the podcast in. Okay, I'll sign the lease in November. And then I didn't move in until this month.
I bought my house that way, though. We were in Canada, and my wife was like looking at houses while I was gone. And she would be like, what do you think? And I'd be like, all right, sounds good to me. So, like, yeah, I've done that before, too.
But I fucked up because I got in there and I was like, I can't do a podcast in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that the one you still on hold?
No, sorry, this is the apartment. I thought I could do it in a room in the apartment.
Okay.
I can't. So now I need to rent a podcast space. That's all really expensive. But I've got another sponsor who hasn't sent me any stuff yet. So otherwise it'd be all over here. But I think they're going to pay for that.
Could be this.
The Patreon's also paying for it. So
Respect.
I'm looking forward to that. My driving knowledge test that I failed.
Which is insane.
To fail it.
It's like the easiest thing ever.
Whoa, let me just tell you. When did you do it? How long ago?
So when I first moved here, they told me I had to take tests again. I was like, I thought you just take the test when you're 17 and you're done.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, you need to, if you want a Tennessee license, you got to do it. So I did it. Didn't study at all. I was like, all right, what do I do? Like, you got to take a written test. I was like, when can I do that? Like, you want to do it now? I'm like, sure.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah. But I did 100%. I nailed it.
Yeah, but
Didn't miss a question.
I'm from England.
Yeah. So what did you fuck up? What side do you drive on?
No. See that easy.
The meme of the guy sweating.
I'm so fucking good at driving here. Like
Yeah,
I
you're fine.
haven't had anything, but I get there. I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out what I need to do. I've moved here. What's the deal with And they were like, oh yeah, give us all your visa paperwork. Make sure you're supposed to be here. Oh yeah, first step to get your permit, do the driver's knowledge test. And I was like, okay, when can I book in for that? Thinking I'll just go and read a book or whatever. And they were like, yeah, we'll book you in right now if you want. And I was like, I don't think I have the knowledge yet. And then they were like, just give it a go. And I was like, all right. And I went in, and they were like, a lot of the stuff was basic. And then 3 of the questions I can remember, one of them, you wouldn't even get this.
Go.
If you get a DUI on your permit when you're 17,
Oh, yeah.
at what age can you get your license?
27.
Multiple choice, and it only went up to 21. And then another one,
Weird.
which I Googled afterwards, was like, on your 3rd DUI, what it... Yeah,
Heinous.
exactly. My brain just
Heinous,
goes,
yeah.
are you fucking
Yeah,
for real?
it's crazy.
So on your 3rd DUI, what is the fine?
Oh, come on. Yeah, I didn't have to answer any of that.
Multiple choice, and one of them was like $3,000. One of them was $500. One of them was $250. One of them was $150.
Would you choose $3,000?
Yeah, because that's what it fucking should be.
And
it's not. It's like $500 for your 3rd DUI.
Yeah, mine was like, if it's foggy out, do you put your high beams on or your low beams? It's like, oh, your low beams, right?
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was answering. It wasn't like, how much money for a DUI fine? I don't know. I've never had a drink before.
Yeah.
Like, literally. So I don't fucking know. It's not a problem for me.
Yeah, and like loads about the blood alcohol limit, which I didn't know because it's different.
That 0.08?
Yes,
Yeah, I know
but in the UK or in Scotland where I was, it's 0.03. So I had no idea. Had I
0.03? Then why does everyone get so fucked up?
because they don't drive.
Yeah, I guess they're
Here,
just
like
walking around.
0.08 is like 4 beers.
That's
You don't want to. I've never driven. My mum used to work on one of those like drink driving, the courses they make you do after you've done it. She would come home from work and she'd tell me these horror stories of people just like ruining their lives. So I've never done it. But like 4 beers, I can't imagine drinking on 4 beers. Driving on 4 beers.
Yeah,
like,
it's heinous.
Not
driving sober is tough. Like it's like insane. I have this thing with.
I know it's tough. I failed my test.
Dude, driving here drives me nuts. I even every Sunday I don't leave my house. Like coming here Thursday at fucking 10 a.m.
It's insane.
I never
so
do
tired.
that. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So every Sunday I play hockey and I have like a group chat with my team. And the whole joke is I send them videos of me driving on the way there because what everyone does. So Nashville's just not built for all these people to be here, right? Like even when I came here 8 years ago, there wasn't nearly as many fucking people here. Now everyone's moving here. Like I heard someone from another band just moved here the other day too, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, everyone's fucking moving here. And which respect, it's cool, and it's a lot more affordable than fucking New York and LA or whatever.
Big bang.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. I drive. Everything is a single lane road. Like if you take like back roads or whatever. So I just tailgate the whole way and just fucking freak out. And I'll just send videos and I'm just like, look at this fucking bastard. I was like, he's going to turn right when I got to turn right. I promise you. And then I film it and then he puts his blinker on.
Oh,
I
won't drink and drive, but I will film and drive.
Yeah, I'll film and drive. Just because I'm just trying to work my boys up and I think it's funny. But
I have noticed.
Dude, driving here is brutal.
I have noticed, and I even Googled it. People drive so fucking slow here.
Motherfucker.
Here's the thing. I can't believe it.
Drive slow. That's cool. But get the fuck in the right lane.
Yeah, middle lane.
But you know what they do
50.
is they go right lane slow and left lane 2 mile per hour faster. So they just drive like this.
Perfect for me.
And I'm just like, I want to drive double. And yeah, it's getting bad. I have pretty bad road rage. It sucks. Unless my kids are in the car, then I could just chill. But if I don't have my kids in the car, bro, I'm just like clenching my teeth and just like so fucking mad. I got pulled over for speeding the other day. Got a ticket. And they're like, oh, you could take a
the course.
Yeah, course. What was he saying? Not like anger management, but it was a road rage management. It's like, and then you could not put points in your license. And I'm like, what's the points thing? Like, what does that mean? And like, oh, if you get a certain amount of points, then your insurance goes up. And I was like, so is this like a game? And then he was
You said that.
Yeah, I was like, what is this, like a game?
And he
like,
went,
yes. Get out of the car, sir. And he's like, oh, your court date is this. I was like, do I have to go to that? They're like, not if you pay it. I'm like, give me the fucking thing.
how much was it?
$150.
And how many points?
3.
Yeah, it's the same as
Steph
the UK.
Curry.
It's the same as the UK. Like,
It's too early for this shit.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
We're good.
yeah, but the DUI shit in the UK, like the third DUI, I think your first DUI, they take your license away for 5 years.
Take it. Yeah, that's the way it should be.
As it should
Yeah.
be. And then I think if you do it again, like you'll definitely go to jail. Anyway, we've done Spindrift, we've done DUIs.
Yeah.
I think now we can probably talk about music.
Yeah, let's do it.
Got a new song out.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
It's hard to play.
Oh, really?
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to play.
For you?
For me, yeah.
Which bit?
Honestly, the verse. Because it's so, like, putneyed. Like, where he'll just make me do little things to make it which is good. He's doing his job. But, like, you know, for some reason, not that I can't remember it, but, like, I have to focus so
Is it
hard.
the pushes?
No, the it's like,
Yeah, you got it.
No, but it's because I'm practicing incessantly for it, and I'm like, it's just remembering the pattern, but it like jumps around, and I want to play the fucking song, right? So like, that verse is so hard though. It just seems like it's a nothing thing, but it's really hard. And then
That's actually the same for me for the verse.
yeah, it's tough. Like
If you just listen, it sounds like it's going, but it's all
we're
that splash
freaking out,
stuff.
dude. Yeah, exactly. That you're doing little things that the average listener probably doesn't catch, and I'm doing little things that the average listener definitely doesn't catch. But we just got to do it, and then but I do it for the small percentage of people that do catch it, and then they know that we're doing like all these little things.
And also live, I feel like live, when you've got stuff like that, where it's necessarily like such a big, thick Will Putney mix, just makes it like, oh, song. And people go, oh, song, good. And then you see it live.
Yeah.
And then you see you doing the weird shit and you see me doing the weird shit. And it gives the song like a whole new perspective. Because we're not on a backing track.
Yep, never.
Except for a couple of little noises.
Little noises, I'll do that. Because here's the thing, I could do them. I could do whatever. Right? I could do everything.
I'm God. Sorry. Again, sorry.
However, I want to just have fun at this point. You know what I mean? Like, it'll never be something where it's like a main something that's on there. Yeah.
Or a vocal.
Never. Never a vocal, ever. That's to me is like, come on, what are you talking about? But like little things like we're 4-piece. We're one guitar player. You know, there's layers. And like I could do the layers. I have the loop pedal. Took my loop pedal off my board.
Really?
Yeah, I'm over it. I could do it. I've proven enough. I'm 37.
Yeah, that's me. That's me using numbing cream to get tattoos.
Yeah, same. Like I'm done. I've had 40. I've had 40 without it.
Yeah.
I'm getting 41 with.
Yes.
That's where I'm at. Where I'm just like, look, you know, we don't even play shows like we used to. Like we used to do 150 shows a year. Now we're probably going to do 75 to 80. I want to have fun. I'm just trying to chill, play, and do. And if I do, if anything is, I don't even want to say tracked, but it's like it's never the hard part. You know what I mean? So
it's the extra
noise. It's the extra crap. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, look, the new song is it's fucking awesome. I listen to it all the time. Man, Drew kills it. Drew is so good in that song.
I hope he's practiced.
Yeah, motherfucker. If you're watching this shit, trust me, I'm practicing
and
so
it's only because it's so hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I don't know idea what he's doing. He's fucking
going the whole
kicking
time.
people.
He's going the whole time. Plus, like the breakdown is
The breakdown phrasing is stupid.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
That's gonna be tough.
don't bum me out.
Yeah, which is good because we haven't played a show in 14 months.
Gee, is that how long it's been?
Yeah, November.
Wow.
Maybe longer than 14 months. But we haven't played a show in 14 months. And then it like hit us a couple weeks ago. We were like, do we want our first show back in front of 10,000 people?
Yeah, it was
and
crazy.
We're like, fuck no, we shouldn't do that. So it gives us an excuse to go back to the Underworld.
Yes.
Which we didn't talk about. Which will be announced by this time too.
Will it? Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. Where we dropped the single on February 5th. And then we announced Underworld February 6th.
Which is the Friday. The 5th is the Thursday.
It's Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, yeah, it'll be on Patreon on the Friday.
Correct. And then you're going to give a link to the tickets to your Patreon first.
Yes. That will be in this link and on the thing already.
Well, you're going to give it to him before. I thought we were going to give it to him
I can give it to him
before we announce it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's perfect.
That's what you asked for. Yeah. And I think we're going to have like 100 of tickets of it that could just be bought by you or by your Patreon
by me,
people
I'll
or
just
friends.
buy them all. Underworld will be sick. We haven't played there since 2016. Surely. I guess. Internal. No,
we did it with in 2017 with Only Death Is Real.
Yes. Internal, we did Islington.
Internal, we did Islington, yeah. And then we did Roundhouse. And then we never really want to go back unless it's a special occasion like this.
Yeah. I mean, that's such a big go back that it's like obvious.
But it's an obvious underplay, yeah, for sure. But it's funny because like I compare the Underworld, like when people ask me, like, I'm like, to me, it's like CBs, like CBGBs.
Never got to go.
I know, of course not, but it's like
an institution.
But I'm talking about, it's like the Underworld in London to me is like CBs in New York, right? And like, would you classify that? Is that accurate?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I feel like CBGB's is more iconic worldwide.
Correct. Yeah,
because the Underworld didn't fucking brand themselves,
which they should have.
If they had a logo,
but it's as historic and like, I mean, that's like when you know your band is something.
It's the first
you
point.
sell out the Underworld. It's like our band can be something serious.
It's like the smallest important venue to have the sign that can say sold out on it. So it's like a huge thing the first time. I remember when Viatrophy sold it out, it was like.
But here's the thing, it'll be huge to me when we do it this time. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's still fucking awesome. It's just us and one other band.
I've never played a bad show there.
It's impossible.
I fired Viatrophy guitarist on stage there during the show I was just talking about.
Why?
I said I was going to quit earlier on in the day because I hated him.
Okay.
And someone told him that he was going to quit. that I was going to quit. And then he comes up to me on stage, like third song in, like in between songs, and goes, "Are you quitting?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Well, if you're quitting and I'm quitting, then there's not going to be a band anymore." And I went, "Wait a minute, you're quitting?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not quitting then." And that was it. He was gone. Genius. But I've never played a bad show at the Underworld,
Yeah,
ever.
The best. Even when we got booked across the street from Beartooth. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Were you in the band then?
Yep.
And that was like, oh, we're going for it, the Underworld. And then and I remember our booking agent at the time booked Beartooth, and they played across the street in Camden, and we were like, the show was still good, but it did like 300 people when it's supposed to do 5.
Wait, was I there joining the
That was
band?
You were joining the band. Yeah, and Dan was there.
I was there to
I remember
usurp.
You were usurping, yeah.
I was usurping. Second time this week I've used the word usurp. I'm addicted to it.
It's awesome, yeah. Man, that was awesome. It's so crazy I can remember that dinner. How good was that?
Seriously, yeah, I shit my brains out in that
Did you?
Underworld toilet. And I was like, these guys are going to think I got IBS. I wasn't, because we were all friends. I was like, oh, just shit my brains out. And you were like, brrr.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
we're going back.
Crazy. Yeah, but I'm stoked because the shows there are crazy. And we got no barricade. They do barricades now.
So sick. Mm-hmm. And it's just in Camden. It's fucking awesome. I don't even know where Alley Pally is. Like, is there anything to do?
I don't know where it is either. I heard it's fucking gorgeous, or where the area is cool.
The building is... Have you ever been?
No. Never been, never played, never...
Sorry, it's 10 a.m. The building is fucking massive, but like... It's going to be rough. Might be half full by the time we play, because the entrance is not indicative of a 10,000 capacity standing venue.
Yeah, I mean, I expect that we're not going to play to 10,000 people, but we should play to 6, 7. Still huge.
Yeah.
Still so many motherfuckers. And I think people are going to get there early for us, you know? So, I don't know. I'm stoked. So, this fucking song, like, you're playing it? You feel good about it? We got to play it together at some point.
I have been... Me and Tom have rented a room now for my streaming and the band. It's going to be me and you, Jeremy. I'm going to need to rearrange some stuff, by the way. We can talk about that off the thing. Yeah. You can keep your corner, but Dragon 8 might have to. But, so I've been going in, probably going in like once a week, because I'm just fucking busy doing home stuff. Fucking waiting in for someone to set up my laundry and whatever. And the... Kubrick Stare was just like, because I've never practiced so much as I practiced January to July when we tracked. I practiced 3 hours a day, just those songs. And I was like absolutely fucking on it. So I came back to practice 2 weeks ago and Kubrick Stare was just like, done. Perfect. And it was the older songs that were harder.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I started practicing the old songs and I stopped. Because I don't need to do this. Yeah, it's too easy.
What are we even playing?
Needful, MILF.
Yeah, that's fine. They're fine.
Needful, MILF, Chest Candy.
That's fine.
Fortune Teller.
Fine.
Guillotine, Badge 3.
Yeah.
Kubrick Stare. First World.
Yeah, that seems like too many songs for a 30-minute set.
No, 8. We're definitely not playing any of those.
Definitely not playing.
Not playing. Yeah. So what's hard?
Yeah,
on
that's
that?
fine. No.
Oh, we were playing extra songs for Underworld.
Yeah, I think that's what was like remembering
Law-abiding citizen.
Remembering the bit before the breakdown in law abiding. That bit. Gonna have to go back next week to practice that. I think that was the only bit.
Did you try playing that new song that I want to play?
Forgot.
I want to do that
right now.
It's such a thing that like everyone agreed to in principle, but we're gonna abandon it, and I really want to do it.
I'll do it. I've got nothing to do this weekend. I'll go do it. You want to play?
I just want to do it. I think my whole thing with everything is I'm just trying to do stuff that isn't done often or hasn't been done before. That's all I want to do. You know what I mean? And like people
I'm at that stage too.
People stop doing that. Like they don't. It used to be a thing where I would go to shows and bands would play new songs before they're out, and no one does that anymore. You know, I remember fucking.
For the record, you want to do this at the Underworld, play a brand new song, and anyone watching this should buy a ticket.
Yeah, 100%.
Get a new song.
Hopefully, the thing's fucking sold out by the time you see this. we're announcing on Thursday. I'm hoping it sells on.
This goes on Patreon on Friday.
Yeah. So hopefully it's fucking done.
Fucking hope so.
Yeah, fucking better to me.
Go from Roundhouse to can't sell out the Underworld. Jesus.
No, it will.
They fell off, bro.
What was I gonna say? But I want to just do that. Like I remember, dude, I saw Every Time I Die so long ago, and they played Romeo a Go-Go, the first track on Hot Damn, before it was out. They played it live, and I was like, "Fuck, I gotta remember that. That was so sick," you know.
And then you remember it fucking 30 years later, 20.
Well, I'm just trying to think that like, what did people stop doing and why? Like, why did you do that? Because everything's gonna be like a playlist pitching and just like,
you know what's weird?
Shit.
I thought about this the other day. Like, hip hop. There's never a press release. It's just like, here's my new album. Here's a new song. Like, it just comes out of nowhere. And then everyone scrambles to do a press release. The Ed Sheeran Cradle of Filth thing that came from this episode. There was so many press releases made about that, and then they cut out my podcast. And it's just like, Danny Filth confirms blah 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 blah, and it comes out like a lot.
Why wouldn't you want to tell people where he confirmed that?
It's so annoying.
Yeah,
but it's just funny because where more people just do stuff and everyone just scrambles to do it.
Bro, you know what pissed me off?
Press.
What pissed me off though is like what the new thing is. I manage Poison the Well, and they dropped their first new song in 15 years yesterday. The day before it, because of fucking Australia, and then Australia gets it before them, and they all start tweeting about it. Then it goes on Reddit, and then everyone's talking about it, and then press outlets start posting about it using photos that are 15 years old, and like
classic,
telling everyone it's coming. And I'm just like, could you just wait a couple hours and let us put it out the way that we wanted to? And they just didn't. They ended up like, we asked them to take it down, and they did. But I'm just like, everyone's just like, I want to be first to tell you.
Yeah. It's the professional equivalent of the people that leave first in the comments.
100%, yeah. First comment.
I got it. You know what I noticed with that, though?
Crazy.
Because I had a friend in Australia post it when it was out in Australia.
Poison the Well?
Yeah. If you click the top link, when someone puts it on their story, play on Spotify, I could listen to it before America. Oh, maybe though, UK, my Spotify account's UK. Scrap that. You can leave it in though, Simon. I'm just an idiot.
I don't know where it is, but just this whole... Like, I just...
It's like when anything happens as well, like the reaction videos, everyone needs to be the first to react. But then now, if people don't know this, there's a whole thing, and I think some of it is legitimate, but there is a whole thing with reactors that are whitelisted by labels, and they get it early, so they drop it at the same time that the band releases it. And in a lot of cases, Nick Nocturnal gets more views than the fucking song. Yeah. Which is insane.
Yeah, and they just give that to him. But whatever.
No one gave me that though. I like people like him. He does so much for metal.
Yeah.
Like metalcore.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's
cool,
why he just
him.
puts a lot of people on shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. The dude literally just loves it, you know? So I'm just like, he's one thing. It's the people that are trying to be him that drive me nuts sometimes. And I'm just like, you know, and then I just find out that they like charge bands, like small bands, money to do that. And I'm just like,
it's always something starts and it's cool. And then it's like, how do we make money from this thing?
Money. It's like,
but
dude,
I kind of like it because that's how we just evolve with stuff. Because eventually, who knows what it'll be. Podcasts as well. Everyone's got a podcast. It sucks. I hate having a podcast.
My favorite thing.
I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. But I agree, it's too much. Yeah. And my favorite thing is I'll be on TikTok, just whatever, scrolling, and it's some podcast that you don't even know what it is. Yeah. And the comment is like, make podcast equipment more expensive. Yeah. It's my favorite thing.
We need a 5,000% tax on podcast.
I think it's so funny because it's just the way to just say like, this podcast is terrible. Like, your take is dog shit. Who is this person? Like, well, whatever. I'm not, everyone should get a chance to try it, but I'm just like.
I got a long game approach with that though.
What do you mean?
Let everyone having podcasts. My cameras, not these cameras, no offense guys, but they shot the movie The Creator on my cameras. So once everyone on earth has a podcast, there'll only be a few that look like They could be scored by Hans Zimmer.
100%. And that's and honestly, it's just, but it is the end of the day. Because here's the way I look at it. It's like, yes, we take our songs and Will produces them, mixes, masters them, right? And they sound fantastic. But I could take that song, and even if the recording was whatever, that's still a good song, right?
Yeah.
So like, yes, your cameras are great, right? But it's still like the quality of the show that is what matters, right? So
You think?
yeah,
I don't think my show's that good.
yeah. I mean, rare. I mean,
nice.
everyone does that. Like they all. Anyway, like the whole. No one wants to say that they're good. Your show's great, and there's a reason why. Because there is a million fucking podcasts, and there's 999 whatever the fuck that don't make it because they're not good. They're not fun, and they're not informative. Like I'll listen to some of your shows, and episodes.
It's a show.
I watch a show. I watch some of your shows, and
I think it's a show.
And like, yeah, they're fun, they're funny, or they're informative, and like, I don't know, the guests do a real good job too. Like, I don't know those dudes from Speed. Like,
amazing.
What a great
I didn't
episode.
know him either, but it came in and I was just like, wow, we're boys.
I thought you'd get Decold because like, oh, you didn't tour with Decold, so because we toured with Relentless, which is his other band.
Yes.
So we know him, and he's the man.
I know him online, but not. I just asked. I basically just asked for whoever.
You guys would love each other because he's works out like crazy and shit too, and he's just like a fucking sweetheart, right? I remember we played the last time we were in Australia. We played Sydney, and the rental gear came, and my amp was shot, and he came and brought me his. And like I used his for that show. Anyway, he's the man. But those two guys, I know nothing about them. Don't know. And I watched that whole episode, and I was like, those guys are awesome. Obviously, I already love the band, but it's just like it was just so informative. Like they're telling the story about who they are.
Yeah.
Right. And like so, your guests do a really good job too. And like you get good guests, and people want to do your show because you get good guests. So it's like you had Speed. Yeah, the dude from Health that was a good one. You know what
pisses me off though?
What?
I don't know if it's because they're spread so thin or they're too busy writing up press releases. I'm still getting, hey, we got these people on a press cycle, like, and it's a band where the singer is the fucking like funniest person and like super interesting track record of doing podcasts and stuff. Just wondering if you want to do the drummer. And I'm like, I reply, and I'm like, if it's a drummer that I know is pretty good, and I'm like, yeah, cool. Can you like send me some other interviews they've done or whatever? And then it's like they can't, and it's like I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to spread the press so you can make more people do everything. But it means that people still think it's a drum podcast. And I've been trying to fucking shake that off for so long.
It depends. It's all situational because sometimes, like, I want to hear from other members. Like even
I want to hear from drummers, definitely. But
yeah,
like,
for sure. And it depends on who. You know what I mean?
Not if they're lemons. Not if you're sit there being a lemon. Not that anyone has so far because I vet them.
Who's a lemon?
Let me say this.
Never mind.
There's a bunch.
Yeah, but I just think about like even some of the bands that I work with, and like. I'd be like, man, it'd be cool if you talked to this person. Like, but they don't get hit up because everyone wants to talk to fucking Brendan or Greg or Emma or fucking.
Yeah, but at least with those ones from you, I guess, I know those other people well enough to go like, yeah, I can do that for 2 hours. But I have had some episodes that like probably haven't even come out where I've done that and I've been like, oh, okay, this person, not even a drummer, maybe a guitarist or whatever, and I'm like, this person's like sick.
Yeah,
okay,
they just got to have it, which like,
and then they haven't got it.
The charisma is everything, which is why it's usually the vocalist, because the vocalist
or the drummer. To be fair,
because like that is where the flair comes from. Up front, like people will notice the flair of a drummer, and people will notice the flair of a singer, which is why you look at the 1975. People talk to Matt Healy and George, right? Because those are the flair. I don't know a riff from that band, but I love them. You know what I mean? Like, and so yeah, the flair usually comes from that. And like again, you need to have charisma to be good at those two things, right? So that it makes sense. You know what I mean? But like there are some instances where I'm just like, it'd be good to talk to this person too, so it's cool that they do want to put forward other members.
Sticking up for them. No, you're right. You're
no, it's
right.
all situational. Yeah. It's all situational.
But I tell you what, I did get a good one the other day, but it was like the day after I moved from Glasgow,
it's good that you're starting to get shit like that. You know what I mean?
That was from the Danny Filth one. Because everyone was just like, oh my God. Because that one, you know why that one worked? Because he's super fucking interesting and I love the fucking band.
Yeah.
So it was just
so
like,
you're engaged and he's engaged and then like, so that's
and I think
good.
he enjoyed it. You know what the funny thing is about me and Danny Filth now? We're boys. But like, which is crazy. But like, he like asked me for some Downbeat merch, which is awesome in itself.
Amazing, yeah.
But then like, you think of him and like how evil he is. I was like, yeah, sure, send me, an address and whatever you want. And then he told me, and then I sent him the tracking, and he said, woohoo. With like 3 exclamation marks, woohoo. And I'm pretty sure there was an emoji there, and I was like, King of Darkness, woohoo. Like Mario.
Yeah.
Woohoo. But that was
That's
sick.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That is like, that means he's comfortable with you. You know what I mean? That's
super stoked.
That's so cool. That must have been stoked when he walked in your house. You must have been like, fuck this.
Do you know what? I had to pick him up because the sound check ran late. And I picked him up and I went in there and he was very reserved.
Did you reach out about it? Or he did? They did?
I did ages ago. And then they basically told me no. And last minute I got an email saying, do you want to do him tomorrow? I was like, fuck yeah, I do. And it was like fucking 5 days before I moved here. So it was hell to get set up.
Heinous.
But like I picked him up, they did sound check. And they were running late, and I was like, I said to him backstage, I was like, we don't have to do this if you want. Like, I can tell you got a lot of stuff on, and we got to get there, do it, or whatever. And he was just, you would expect, I've heard stories about him, you would expect him to be like, yeah, I don't want to do this. Like, who wants to do press instead of eating dinner before you play a fucking show? And he did it, came, and was just like, awesome. And I think he appreciated me not doing, the Jesus is a t-shirt. Sorry again, people that own this thing, for both the C word, which Simon will blur out, and it's not my t-shirt.
Yeah, I mean, we're just referencing something that exists.
I just thought this bit was funny. I think he appreciated that because he's been doing press on that t-shirt for 15 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that like old? I remember that from like high
literally
school.
maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, so what about the t-shirt? And then I said to him in the interview.
That's where it goes back to what I was saying. It's all about the quality. Get a nice camera, cool, but you're going to ask questions like that.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? That's why make podcast equipment more expensive.
That's what I tried. I tried to put a spin on that with that, because I was like, look, I'm not going to ask you that t-shirt. However, you've been in some mix-ups with the church. Any spring to mind? And then he brings out this insane story about getting arrested at the Vatican, which is not in any other bit of press. I'm a killer. Anyway, Tom, about the time you killed a man. You haven't nearly killed anyone?
They'll never catch me alive. I fucking wish. There's so many people I might want to.
Really?
Yeah. So many.
How's your anger? You all right? You going back to the gym yet, or what? What's the deal?
February 1st.
You've planned it.
Just because I forgot what it was, but it was like we were traveling a bunch, and then like we just had, Robbie, our second daughter, and like so we put the gym membership on hold, and it reactivates on February 1st automatically.
I'll come down, steal a day pass.
It's awesome, dude. Hot tub.
I tried every single. We still need to talk about the rest of our single, but we'll go back.
Yeah, let's do it. We didn't touch it nearly enough. It was just this is hard to play.
No, it doesn't matter. Let me check our time, because I
10:52.
I got fucking loads of time.
We're chilling. Yeah.
I wish I had a coffee.
That's not my. It's not my bag.
I wish I had a coffee. If I just say it to the camera.
Coffee.
Imagine someone comes in with a coffee. I'd feel really rude, but maybe I'd tip them. If I haven't explained it, we're in someone else's podcast studio right now, and they are watching us, and they're lovely people. It's very professional.
They are very nice.
Much more professional than me. I tried every single gym in Nashville. We're going to talk about the song in a minute. Shut up. Every single gym. Well, I tried 8 different gyms.
And the dog shit?
I settled on the one that's closest to my house, which it was the last one I did. It's one I always used to go to on tour. And then I was like, let me just try all the other ones, because there's this one in the Nations, I don't know my places now, called Carbon, and it's like where all the influencer bodybuilder people go. Top 10 worst gyms I've ever been in my life. I could see 6 tripods at one point. It was 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. You would think 2 p.m. you're going to be able to get anything.
Yeah.
Completely rammed. And it was $125 a month. for
Brother,
that. Nope.
Have you've been to the spot?
Yeah.
Oh baby, you're gonna go there and you're gonna be like, is it worth the drive?
No, the one that's close to me is good, and it's 4 minutes away from me. Which, when you add 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back, 40 minutes into a day.
Yeah, you're talking about 2 hours.
Mate, 3.
Maybe 2.5, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go once a week to use your day pass, but I'm not paying for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, the song. Can you remember, this is what I was trying to think. Can you remember writing it?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, because I don't.
It was an accident.
At all.
It was an accident.
What happened?
I went, and then we made a song.
We started from the intro.
Yeah, 100%.
Interesting.
It was great. I could picture it. We wrote that song in fucking 10 minutes.
There's always, Fortune Teller was another 10-minute.
Yeah. And that sometimes it just fucking clicks. There's a lot of those songs on the record that's coming out, that the title track was the only riff I came in with, the chorus of that track, which we'll probably do another episode when the record comes out.
Not true, by the way.
No?
No. We had like...
You don't want me on 4 times?
We had like a bunch of stuff.
You did.
Oh,
Not
that's
me.
right.
Not me.
I had so much.
I came in with one riff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we got it done. That's the problem, though.
Record time.
The problem is we got it done in record time with the least amount of prep.
Yeah.
That's addictive.
Yeah.
You want to do a record?
You know what?
Okay.
Honestly, what was like euphoric was finishing guitars and Will and Steve both going, that's probably the fastest anyone's ever tracked their guitars in the history of our studio. And I went,
what?
Written and tracked in and out.
In what? How many days was it?
We wrote the record.
I did pre-writing.
For sure. I mean, we had some shit, and I had some idea. Like, I want to do a thing like this. I want to do that. Like, I think I had one of the songs, like the chorus. I had that idea for like forever. The one that I want to play in London.
Yeah.
But like the end of that song, we wrote that in 5 minutes. That was from you.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh, that song. That's what you're talking about now.
Yeah. You literally made that tom part. And you're like, yeah, it flips and fucking whatever. And
do you know what we did that I only figured out afterwards? Because we were looking for a Meshuggah vibe. Rare. Made the tom pattern. Oh, we could actually just talk about it. The song. The working title is Miller, You Son of a Bitch, which is an incorrect Dylan, You Son of a Bitch from Predator when they do the hand, the bicep hand slap, whatever it is, handshake. Because we finally made a song that had Deftones and Meshuggah.
If you slice it down the middle, you could literally be like, who wrote which part?
Yeah.
The first half of the song is so obviously I wrote it. And then the second half is so obvious you wrote it. And I was just like, yeah, it's awesome. That's just me and you.
The Miller came from the noise of the chaff grenade from Metal Gear Solid, which hopefully is still in the song.
It's in there. That was actually the one thing. I talked about this the other day with someone because they were like, just talking about writing the record. Like, yeah, I really don't want to change this part. I was like, I told my band that, like, I said, hey, no one ever bring up taking this out of the song. It's staying in, and I'm not having a conversation, just this one part. And then you guys went, no one said anything. I remember that, but I was just like, that's fine, but never bring it up. And it was the Metal Gear Solid noise. It's so stupid. But I was just like, I love it. Like, it was exactly what I wanted to hear. It wasn't even like, oh, I want to use that for Metal Gear Solid, but I was asking Will to help me make this, like, I don't even know.
Jangly noise.
It was like, it was like a jangly noise. And I was like, what is it? I was like, you know what it is? I was like, I want it to sound like the chaff grenade from Metal Gear Solid. And I was like, actually, just put that in for now. Like, just so it could be there. And then it was there. And I was like, all right, no one ever talk about this. It's staying, and I'm not having a conversation. But anyway, yeah, we wrote a lot of it really quick. Yeah. And then towards the end, there was one or two we were like, I think I gave you everything I got. You know?
I think I left.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. One day that record's just going to appear.
I'm going to go Kubrick Stare. So we started with the intro.
Yeah.
Then the verse, and then I remember, so the verse was the chorus first. The verse, I can't remember how that got written. That's probably you, and then
Verse is 100% me, because it's
I
literally
programmed in
100%. Because that I literally was because we wanted to make like a dancey part.
Yeah,
and it was it was literally just, and I just fucking and then you did the fun stuff.
And then I think the pre-chorus bit after that was Tom Will saying, just do something crazy on the drums, and then I made like a little crazy drum beat, and then we figured that out.
And then we did the chorus.
And no, but then we were like, that would sound cool with claps on it, pre-chorus.
But yeah, the pre-chorus, we added the claps to it, which went in, dude. So we did. It started from the fucking whatever. Then we did the chorus, which we said sounds like Nickelback.
Yeah.
Shout out to our fucking boys.
Yeah.
And then we called the Power Man 5001. That was
it sounded a bit like Power Man 5000.
And then the breakdown.
I think it's the first song that one of the first songs that we've truly written in order of part.
Literally, yeah.
Instead of being like, I've got a breakdown, let's get there.
Yeah. I showed it to Isaac. Knock Loose Isaac.
Not the guy that's engineering this.
No.
You can hear it if you want.
I mean, you can hear it. But I showed it to Isaac. And he's just like, man, he's like, you guys, I forgot how he said it, but it was a compliment of just like, you always just nail this songwriting formula of like intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, breakdown.
Sometimes the chorus again.
And then chorus. He's like, it's just, you nail that every time. And I was like, why do we do that? It's so weird because it's not like a conscious thing. Like, we gotta have that, but like,
it's how I like to listen to a song.
Yeah. Same.
Get me to the breakdown, and if that chorus was really catchy, give it back to me, and also give it back to me at half speed.
I was watching
half time.
I was watching the video last night because Neck is almost done with it, and like, you know who's so good in that video? Is fucking Drew. He's so good.
Of course he is. I love you. You're a fucking nightmare, but you're the fucking best.
Most vocalists.
Every single fucking vocalist on planet Earth.
That's good.
Is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
In like a nice way.
I mean, it's just artists in general. Like, everyone that's creative is on a scale of 1 to 10 of mental illness. I'm not even joking. And some people are 1s and some people are 10s, right? And most of them float between 4 and 8, no 7. And the ones that are good and the ones that are not, like, the ones that aren't that crazy, like, they're usually never good. You know what I mean? Like, what vocalist have you heard that's good and is just like a normal person?
I can think of so many.
Really? That are good and normal?
No, but they're like quote unquote good, but like their stage presence. I think the madness is in the stage presence and in the complexity of the performance vocally, because there is a lot of good metalcore singers with that phrase.
No. I mean good, scream. Like, I mean good how we think of good. Right, I'm not like technically sound. Like, I could care less. Yeah.
But it lines up. The ones that are technically sound and then stage presence is 0.
Yeah, no,
they're sane.
I mean good. I mean good.
Yeah.
Not talking
crazy.
But you have to, if you aren't insane, like, you're most likely not good. And I don't mean technically sound, because there's some like good, like, oh, they do cool fry screams. What is that?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Get out of here. Get out of there. I'm all about technique because, like, sometimes you need to be able to do it 150 times a year. And sometimes more than that if you're tracking a record. Like, a vocalist will sing or scream sometimes for 6 hours with a producer. So, like, you need to there's technique, but then there's also like training and just taking care of it. But then you have Brendan Murphy, who's like, admittingly, he's like, I do nothing. I just get out there and start yelling, and he's got one of the best voices to ever come out of the genre ever.
Yeah.
And like, but then there's some people that just need to, like, I mean, Drew would fall in that too. Drew doesn't, I mean, he doesn't really warm up. I don't like, he goes into like a corridor
3 times.
and he goes, like that. Yeah. Like, just to like get it fired up. But like, Drew picks it up and goes, you know what I mean? So it's like, some people can do that. But
Sam Carter's only recently started warming up.
Sam Carter warms up But he sings though.
He does.
And I mean, he's insane.
Yeah.
Like he is.
Yeah, he's my best friend. He's a fucking psycho.
No, I mean like he is, but I mean more so like vocally. I mean, he's one of the best to ever do it ever. Like some of the shit.
But he's also mad.
Yeah, of course. Oh, 100%.
In the nicest
no,
way.
absolutely. But I mean, I would say that on a scale of 1 to 10, he's a 3. You know, he's like maybe a 4.
Yeah, we don't work with him though. I don't know. I don't know. He's a 0 to me because I love him.
Well, he's got to be a 1. He can't be a 0.
Yeah, he's probably 1.
Yeah,
but like in terms of madness scale.
But he's one of the best to ever do it, right? So it's like you could just like even from just knowing them, you don't have to work with them, but you could know them and know they're insane and then they're usually fucking great. You know, it just comes along with the territory. Like that charisma, that ability to do insane shit, like comes from a brain that is just not ordinary. You know,
it's like all artists.
100%.
Like fucking.
Here's the thing: you're on it, and I'm
like a fucking 9.
You're no, I wouldn't put you as a 9. I'm on it too, but I would say I'm probably on the lower end, right? But like,
I'm a fucking 9.
On it. What's up?
I'm a 9.
No.
You, for some reason, me and you never butt heads.
No.
Me and everyone else butt heads. Everyone else I work with.
Yeah, okay, so then to me, you're like a 5. But that's why you're good. Honestly, like no one gets as good as, if you're really good, no one gets as good as you are without being
I wonder what it is. Like, do you develop the madness, or is it the madness that made you get that good?
It's the madness that made you that good. 100%. Do you think like Tom York was like normal ever?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Like, do you ever think that like fucking? I'm trying to think of who else is like sick.
Everyone.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's all. Everyone. You know what I mean? Like you. Here's the thing: being in a band,
Led Zeppelin. Right?
They're probably mutants, right? But like, look at what they did, right? So to be in a band, to be an artist, probably for anything, but I only have relationship with music, obviously. You have to be stupid. It's not financially viable unless you get, you work hard and you're kind of lucky too, you know? But it's like you have to be dumb to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I look at what we did back in the day, and man, we used to book tours ourselves on MySpace and shit. And man, I remember we did a record with Kurt Ballou, and he told me they used to book tours by writing letters. They'd write a letter to a promoter and wait for a letter to come home. How ridiculous is that?
That's crazy. Kind of sick, though.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah, it's great. And then, but anyway, like it, we used to go and play shows for fucking $50 if we were lucky. And then like, I remember what I was doing was I was dealing poker cards. Like I was a poker dealer in like a sketchy underground whatever. And I made a lot of money. Worked 2 days a week. I was like fucking...
She's the most like...
17, 18.
New York Italian.
Oh, dude, you have no idea.
Heard.
Big dude that looked like a meatball at the door with a gun. Like one of those things where you walk through the first door and then the door closes and then you have to look up at the camera and then they buzz you in. It was legit. Shit. It was legit. There's like people making food for you and like, it was awesome. But dude, like I would work a night and, make $1,000. And which was a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
And so I did that twice a night, and I saved a lot of it, and bought a lot of equipment that way, and like had a van, which my parents helped me out with the van. But like literally, it's like, oh, we're gonna buy you your first car. It's like, oh, I'll take the van. Like literally, that's what we did. And my first car was a van that we went on tour with. And but we used to like fund being in a band, and like and it wouldn't go that far. Like going on tour with like a couple $1,000 is like hard. So like what we would do is we would shower in hotel pools, like grab a bar of soap and go into a hotel pool and shower, sleep in a hotel parking lot, wake up, eat the continental breakfast, fast, and then bounce.
Go in?
Mm-hmm. Like we were like, and we were in pajamas. We looked like we just woke up. He's like, good morning. And they just, all right, good morning.
You come in from the outside door.
Yeah. And then we would, we would go to Chinese restaurants, and like you could get white rice for 50 cents. So we'd get 5 of them with just soy sauce and duck sauce packets, and just we would eat that. We used to do this thing too where we would steal from McDonald's. where Drew would get out of the van. Van goes and we order 20 McDoubles or whatever, like $1. So it's $20 for 20 burgers
at the drive-thru.
At the drive-thru.
Right.
So we go, and then and then Drew would be waiting in between the van and the trailer, and the code word when they were about to give the bag to us, I'd go, "Oh, can we have like a handful of ketchup?" That told Drew the bag's coming. And then they'd go get the ketchup, and then they'd go to give the bag to me, and Drew would come and take it like a football and run. I swear to God, dude. I swear to God.
And then what would the staff say?
We would both go, "Whoa! Oh, what was that?" And we're like, "Whoa, that was insane. Someone just took it."
And then what?
What about our food? And they're like, "Oh, we'll make you some other ones." And they give us 20. So we got 40 for 20.
And then you're splitting.
And then we split them up.
40 McDoubles.
40 McDoubles with, I mean, there was like 7 people in the van.
Still so many.
But I mean, maybe we ordered 10, got 20. I don't know. But it was just like, that's just
and
what we
did.
did.
Drew come back to meet
We
the
would
van?
go pick him up like a block down the road.
Such Drew activity.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was funny, but like we just had no money. So again, it goes back to you had to be an idiot to do this stuff. And like, cause like who does that? It's like, oh, you go away for a month and come home broke
And sleep on floors.
sleep on floors,
badly.
in strangers' houses.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
know?
saying. Like, yes, you need to be crazy to want to do that in the first place.
Yeah.
But then also there must be some madness that comes from putting yourself through that for so long. I think that's where a lot of my shit is. I remember it on the Southeast Asia tour. I can't remember where it was.
Well, a lot of us went nuts there.
Yeah, when we hadn't slept in days, and I was a point when the plane was landing, and something switched in my head, and I just went, I hope this plane crashes and I die right now.
We were all on that.
Ever since then, I have had a very strange relationship with death. Like it was like something just snapped in my head on that fucking day.
Yeah, I used to be that too. That tour, a lot of us lost our minds, and it's funny because I'm working on counterparts going back to Southeast Asia.
Yeah,
since we went together, and what's good,
Brendan fucking broke on that tour.
Everyone did, bro. Everybody broke, and they should have. Like that was. Remember me in that Indonesia airport, bro. I've never blown a gasket like that before in my life, and it's because we just straight up didn't sleep. We would literally. Have we ever told this story? This is a good one.
I think we might have, but it might be on the audio one. So
whatever, I'll tell it again and skip if you didn't. Anyway, so we go to Japan, and it was awesome. It was Australian counterparts, and this is before I worked with counterparts, but we were good friends and we just did everything together. Anyway, I remember we finished the Japanese tour and we get in the van. And we were loading up like duffel bags full of merch. And I remember Brendan goes, "What is all of that?" Right? And I was like, "It's merch." He goes, "Why the fuck are you bringing all this shit?" And I went to him and I was just like, "How many people do you think are going to these shows?" And he was just like, "I don't know, 50, 100. And I was like, "The Philippines is almost 1,000 people. Indonesia sold out 1,000 people. And Singapore sold out like 300 people." And he was just like, his face was like, "Oh, fuck." And they had to, so they printed like 150 shirts, 50 shirts for each show on like the worst blank you'll ever imagine.
Which now I know a lot about printing clothes.
Yeah.
They were in the best place in the world to get it,
and they got the worst shit
shit
possible. Yeah. But what was crazy is, and now that I know, so like I have all the data for counterparts, and like, you know, if you look at like the streaming data for any band, it's London, LA, Chicago, Dallas. A lot of times now it's Melbourne, like because Australia's killing it. Counterparts' #1 streamed city in the world is Jakarta by a lot. More than Toronto.
That's crazy.
Like, so like, yeah, like they're going to go there. And anyway, remember when we were there with them, they put up these 50 shirts and they sold them in 90 seconds, literally, as fast as you could literally exchange money. And they were like fucking stars. But anyway, that's besides the fact. So we do Japan. We go Japan right into the first show. No, we had a day off in Philippines, but we were still pretty cooked. So we go to the Philippines. I remember they were like, "All right, here's your hotel room." And I was like, "One room for like the 6 of us." And they're like, "Yeah." And we're like, "All right." And then you and I went to the front. We're like, "How much is a room here?" And they're like, whatever the fuck their currency was. And then we look it up and it was like, "That's $20.
Yeah,
like, let's just get another room." So we do that. We play the show. Show was fucking great. And then that night they take us to the airport, and we get online, and it's Stray and Counterparts and like 40 pieces of luggage, right? And I remember we get to the front.
Bear in mind, this is like 4 a.m.
4
after
a.m.
we've played a show.
After you played a show, yeah. So play a show, show's over at 11, you're loaded out by 12, they bring you to the airport at 1, and your flight's at 4, and you're going to Indonesia.
There's no sleep.
There's no visas. So, like, you know, when we got to Philippines, like, we're walking through immigration, and some guy meets us, and then he's like, oh, don't worry about it. And we're like, what? And then they walk up to the counter, and he goes and whispers in their ear, and they just wave us through, and I'm just like... God damn it. Okay.
It was like pre 9/11 stuff.
It was crazy. So anyway, we're in the airport, and it's late as fuck, and I'm in the front with Brendan. And we go and we're like, all right, here's our flights. And they're like, okay, cool. The bags are $4,000.
It's insane.
And I was like, the bags aren't paid for? And they're like, no, none of them. And I'm like, so we're like, I was like, we didn't book these flights. The promoter booked these flights. Like, these are supposed to be paid for. And they're like, well, it's $4,000. I'm like, God damn it. So, mind you, there's people lining up behind us.
I vividly remember all of this.
I'll never forget it. So it's us at the front, and then 12 members of Stray from the Path and Counterparts, and then civilians that are waiting to get on the airport, onto an airplane. I call our booking agent. And I'm like, dude, these bags aren't paid for. I'm not, like, they want $4,000 from me. And it's just quiet for a second. He goes, all right, you should try bribing them. And I'm like, oh my God. I've never bribed anyone.
I remember watching The Bribe.
It was fucking good, dude.
Yeah,
I nailed this bribe.
Great.
So listen to this. So I'm on the phone, and this is the way it is. I'm just like, I was like, all right, hold on. And I go, how much are the bags? They go, how much are the bags? And they're like, $4,000. I was like, okay. So how much do I have to give you for the bags?
So much.
they're like $4,000. And I was like, I understand that. I was like, but how much could I give you to put these bags on the plane? And they went, $4,000. And I just go, it's not working, bro. It's not going to work.
I remember it so good.
And then this is where the tide turned. And I was like, what? He's like, all right, I'm going to call the promoter. It's fucking 2 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever. So we're like, oh, okay. And then I remember Brendan just sat down.
And we all sat down.
And we're like, okay. And then just literally like, you're the person, and we're us. We're just like, okay.
We all sat down as like however many of us, 2 full bands.
With just so much full gear. Backline.
And we were there early, so everyone was behind us.
We were in the front. And then they were just sitting like, okay. And we stared at each other, and they're like, can we have to take care of the other guests? Like, do you mind moving? And we went, no. And we just stood there and stared at each other.
That in a US airport, you would get arrested.
Yeah, it was insane. But dude, it was like, what else are we supposed to do? Like even if we did have the money, which I'm sure we did, but like it's not like that was like, oh, we got $100,000 in the bank, pay it for it. So I was like, no. They're like, can you move? No. And we're just staring at it, and then they're like, and they go get someone, and someone goes, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm upgrading everyone to first class tickets. You're not sitting first class, but everyone's gonna get a first class ticket. And then you have to pay me $400 for these bags. That's the best you're going to get. And we were like, all right, I'll do that, and I'll get five.
So what was the upgrade?
I can go get the 4 because the first class ticket came with like 3 bags a person.
Yeah.
So we got to put everything on the plane for.
But did we pay for that, or did he?
We paid $400, and then later, this is where I lost my mind. So then we get to Jakarta, and the promoter for the entire tour was in Jakarta.
Yeah.
And I go to him, and I'm like, we had to pay for these bags, dude. And they wanted $4,000, and we were there for like fucking 45 minutes, like, you know, bartering. Like, I'm not a barterer, bro. I play guitar. And then he's like, well,
you're a manager, so you fucking are.
Well, at the time, I mean, I guess at the time I was. Yeah. But still, I managed like 1 or 2 bands. But anyway, I was like, the bags weren't paid for. They wanted $4,000 for us. And like, I just don't want to have to deal with that tonight. We're on no sleep. Like, it was literally, we land at like noon. And then we go to the hotel for 2 hours, and then we were going to go to the venue to do our thing. And then after the show, go to the airport to then go to Singapore. And it was like, so we weren't sleeping again. So I was like, dude, the bags need to be figured out. And he goes, he's like, the bags will be figured out. I promise we'll get reimbursed for that. I'm like, okay. Brings us to the hotel. We go to the hotel. That's where there was the protest outside where we couldn't sleep. I remember we told that story for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, then we do that. We go to the venue. We sound check. I see the promoter again. I was like, are we good tonight? Like, we're good for these bags. It's like, dude, enjoy yourself. It's going to be awesome. Show's going to be great. Bags are taken care of. Sounds good. Show is awesome. I mean, our set was like good Counterpart's set was like
The Jakarta one.
Ridiculous. And then now it's like their streaming data makes so much sense because people were like Tom, and I was like, oh, they want to take a picture with me. That's cool. What's up? They're like, where's Brendan? Yeah. I'm like, fuck, like, damn it. And then I remember one person was just like, Tom. And again, second time, I'll never forget this. I was like, what's up? He's like, can you do me a huge favor? I was like, anything. What's up? He's like, can you call Sam Carter for yours? I was like, what? Like, you got to call Sam right now and tell him to come here. And I was like, I'm not calling Sam. I'm like, all right, see you later. Like, whatever. Anyway. So then we go from the venue to the airport. And again, he's assured me all day. We get to the airport, we wheel our bags to the counter, and he's carrying our guitars. I'll never forget. Wheels them up. The guitars stand up. He looks at me and goes, the bags aren't paid for.
I remember.
And they're not going to be paid for. And I went, motherfucker, in the middle of the place. I lost it, dude. Lost it. And I was like, motherfucker. I don't even remember what I was saying, but I remember I went motherfucker and I screamed at the top of my lungs. And again, I'm not right in the head. No one is, because we just haven't slept in like 3 days. And it's really intense travel. And I was like, I fucking all day I did this. I was going crazy, dude. Even right now, I'm getting like PTSD. And what saved it was we were going to Singapore, and I bluffed. And I went, fuck this. I was like, we're just going to Australia. Fuck Singapore. Whatever. And the band, so what happened was the Jakarta promoter and the Singapore promoter put each other's bands on these shows. So the promoter for Singapore was playing our show.
Love those guys.
They saved the day.
Fucking best.
So I'm gonna get to the good part. So they hear me say fuck this, we're just going to Australia, and they're like, yo, no, our show's sold out. Like you gotta come, and I'm like, you think I'm paying 1 fucking cent for these bags after all day? Like, this is supposed to be taken care of. This isn't our deal. We're not even getting paid a lot. We're doing this for fucking fun.
Supposed fun.
Yeah, supposed fun. It was actually torture. And so, because look, I'm not like, you know me. I'm not one to be like, you got to make this right. I paid money. Like, I'm not like that.
Karen.
Like, I'm not. I'm like, let's figure it out, whatever. But I lost my mind. And, so anyway, I was like, all right, I was like, Brendan, we're going to Australia, fuck this. And they're like, no way. So anyway, like, they get the Indonesian promoter to pay for the bags. And then they're like, come to Singapore and we're going to make all this right. And I was like, you better, because I'm going to lose my mind, whatever.
They did.
Went to the nicest hotel. And we got to sleep a little bit. They brought out their friend that gave everyone haircuts. I remember because there's a Counterparts music video, I think maybe from Monument, that's just like tour footage. And there's in there
KC, was that his name?
KC, yeah. Good
Love
dude.
that fucking guy.
Good dude. And in a Counterparts video, I think it's for Monument, there's a clip of Counterparts sound checking with me getting my haircut in the middle of the venue. And that was from him. And then like we played the show, it was really awesome. And then they took us to this like, which I'll never forget until I'll remember for the rest of their life, because it was one of my favorite tour memories. They took us to this like food court that was on the water after the show, and we all like had like, and it was like 6 like kind of food truck style like trailer kind of vibes, and you go and you pick it up, and we ate on these picnic benches in front of the water with all these like string lights, and those guys were so awesome, the Singapore people, and we just hung out. And we ate really awesome food, and it was great. And I was like, "Fuck, this is cool." Go to the airport after that and fly to Australia. And I'll never forget this. We go to Perth, and we were co-headlining with Counterparts. And I remember we played last that day, and like I'll never forget, we were playing a song, and I started like getting dizzy, and felt like I was gonna faint on stage, and I couldn't see like my hands, like they were like looked like triple. And after the show, I was like, I'm going to fucking lose it, because we had to then fly from Perth to Melbourne. So the travel still wasn't done. We played Perth, got on a flight, and then went over to Melbourne. And then we went to Melbourne and had a day off, and no one talked to each other. We were just passed out for fucking 24 hours. And that was crazy. But yeah, dude, like that. Why are we talking about this? I don't know.
You just snapped out of that. That was a good story.
That was great.
No one gives a fuck how we got there.
We didn't document anything.
No, I would have. I'll be vlogging it now. Let's do it again. You know, if it goes as bad.
So, this is why we're talking about it. So, I'm getting Counterparts ready to go back, but we get to go visas, bags paid,
Luxury.
Days off in between shows.
That's the best.
That's what is required.
Yeah.
Multiple hotel rooms so that we could all sleep. Everyone's in their 30s. Like, we're not cramming into beds. Like,
Wait, are you going with them?
Fuck no. Absolutely not.
So it's going to be comfortable, but not that comfortable.
It's going to be... Look, here's the thing, because like they're going to go and do like a fucking massive show in Jakarta. They're going to do the biggest show of their career in Indonesia. And it's going to be insane.
Is there a part of you just testing it with them so we can do it?
No. I mean, I would sign up.
Be honest with me.
No, I'm not 100%. But what I would do is for Stray is what I'm doing for Counterparts.
Yeah.
Because I know. You know what I mean?
would love that.
I would go back because we didn't really get to see anything.
No.
We saw a little bit of the Philippines where
the inside of a McDonald's twice in one day.
in Jakarta.
Yeah.
And that's where we broke our McDonald's straight edge.
Yeah, and I've never come
And
back.
we never went back. Now we're fucking full.
Oh, Europe next week. It's McDonald's time, baby.
It's McDonald's time. I'm a meat guy now too.
Oh my God.
Nando's. I'm gonna go nuts, dude.
You're going to fucking die.
It's gonna be awesome.
Will that be your first meat Nando's? No.
Yep.
Oh my God.
I mean, I ate it back in 2010. You know what I mean? But I haven't had it. I haven't eaten meat in 10 years, and now I'm back,
Sick.
and I love it. It's
Exciting.
great. But fuck, was it? So we didn't get to see shit. We saw Singapore. Singapore was awesome. But now I'm like, I would love a day here. We didn't get that. So yeah, I would go back. Like we're looking at doing. You got to work backwards though. You got to start with Australia because that's where you make money and it makes it possible. And then you add Japan, which is the fun one, where you don't really make money. You hope to break even, but that's where you spend all the money.
Free vacation.
And it's a free vacation. And then there's the great unknown of Southeast Asia, where it's like the sickest and best shit you'll ever do, and the most insane by far.
You might get whatever that brain injury people get from playing fucking football. CTE, but just from
you call it football.
Not sleeping.
You call it football.
I'm doing so much stuff now.
Eric and Craig.
I'm trying to think. There's some things that I have switched to just because I can't be bothered with the conversation that happens afterwards.
Are you a Fahrenheit guy now?
I mean, I'm trying to look. I know it was fucking 61 yesterday, and I was like, this is glorious.
It was beautiful. It was so good.
But I do still have to go and check what it is.
Celsius is insane to me.
No, but you think about it as a concept.
It makes more sense. Everything kilometers makes more sense.
But we don't even use those, though. That's what's weird. Oh, this is a thing that happened with me recently. When I was in the DMV, I got like a blind rage with a random person, and I had to stop myself being like, this is... I think it was because I was real tired. I was sorting it all out. And it was my first like real rude American person. Out of the blue, I'm talking to the woman about, how do I do this? And then she's still giving me information that I need. And this guy who's obviously waiting in the DMV goes, hey, can I ask you something? While I'm talking to her. And I went, I'm sorry, are you talking to me or her? Because we're both having a conversation. And she was like, but it can wait. And then I finished this conversation and I was like, yes, can I help you? And he was like, why don't you guys use kilometers? And I looked down, I got blind rage.
Yeah.
And then I looked down at myself. I was wearing a Cannibal Corpse Tomb of the Mutilated t-shirt, which has a zombie getting eaten out by another zombie on the front of it in Nashville, DMV. And I looked at him and I looked down at myself and I went, do I look like the sort of person that knows the answer to that question? And he was,
you know who acts like that? My 4-year-old.
like that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's how my 4-year-old acts.
He definitely had a man's brain, though.
Yeah. Like, we'll be, like, sometimes I'll talk with, that's what I'm saying. It's like, these people are like, they're just not all there. You know what I mean? And it's like underdeveloped. Because sometimes my 4-year-old will be like, we'll be talking about something, and then I'll just be like, can we get pizza tonight? Or like, are we going on a trip soon? Like, she'll do that.
Is she in a band? Because it sounds like she's in a band.
But like, yeah, we'll be doing that. I'll be like, oh, yeah, like, this happens because of this. She'll be like, are we going on a trip soon? Like, she'll do that. I'll be like,
kind of
we
sick.
can, like, so, but it's just like that. It's just like, you are talking, and he's like, English.
I need to get this
What's
out right
the answer?
now.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, like, it's just so fun. It's like 4-year-old.
That's the only thing. Everything is just slightly different to the point of annoying.
Ask your phone. Why do people use kilometers?
But just everything in general is just very slightly different to the point of annoyance, and it has been really fucking difficult. But I'm getting out of it now. That's what I was going to say. The vlogging thing, like if we did Southeast Asia again, I'd like to think I'd vlog it. But in this last 2 months, I was planning on vlogging this whole thing. It has been so emotionally draining that I just haven't felt like putting a camera on and going, hey guys, this sucks.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would have done it then. If we had someone else to record it.
I'm talking about having a Gabe or a Lexi, you know, like having one of those people there, because that's their job, is to document.
Seen any good movies lately?
I love the new season of Squid Game.
I haven't seen it. I've seen the original.
The original is fantastic, but the second one is so good. I'm hooked. Because when you see it, okay, so he's in the first one. The front man, the guy with the black mask and the silver.
Sleep token guy.
Hunk. Dude is a hunk, dude.
Even with a mask?
No, without the mask, which in season 2, he's like a character.
Oh, right.
And
okay.
he is just
I can't remember him.
I'm obsessed with him. He's so good. He's such a good character. Dude, you got to see it. Anyway, I wish I could talk about it. But I love that. Everyone's trying to get me to watch this Severance show.
Same.
I won't watch it.
Why not?
I watched I have Apple TV. I watched the episode 1, and I'm just like, okay, this is wrong. We got to stop it. And then
I don't know anything
the Step
about
Brothers
it, by the way.
guy like is eventually going to fall in love with the girl that he sees in the. I'm just like, I just know what's going to happen, and then everyone's like, no, it's more than that, and I'm like, okay,
you're getting Breaking Bad right now.
I was like, okay, it's more than that, but it's that though, and they're like, well, yeah, and I'm just like, I'm off it. But even Breaking Bad, I was never like, the premise sounds stupid. It was just like, I wasn't going to watch it just because everyone's like, if someone's like, you got to watch it, I'm like, oh, okay. I'll watch it in 5 years when you stop talking.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen with Severance.
Yeah,
I'll
probably do that.
I ain't got that much time for shows.
No, they're same.
Shows take a lot. I've been watching a lot of movies. I've been watching any shows.
I never watch movies.
Really?
Ever. I wish I did. I would watch a show, but I'd pick one show, and that's the one we're watching.
Saw Nosferatu in the movies yesterday.
Would you ever think that I would watch that? Or is that a movie for me?
Yeah. Didn't you come and watch The Lighthouse with us? Or
No.
No, of course you didn't.
Not for me. What did I go see instead? I think I went and saw Mother with
Josh James.
Counterparts? No. Maybe it's a different
Maybe
thing.
I watched Mother with Josh James. On a different... I don't know. Which is also a weird film that I wouldn't peg you down to watch.
Mother? It was because it was like Mother or like Paul Blart Mall Cop. And I was like, I'm not seeing that.
What year is this?
I'm looking.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Is Blart a real surname? Because I actually asked my girlfriend this question yesterday and she had no answer for me. Blart. Are you Googling Blart or are you working?
Is Blart a real surname? I wonder if this is the dumbest thing that Google's being asked right now. Yes, Blart is a real surname.
Cool. Blart Simpson. I just wanted to know because it sounds made up. No offense. My name's Craig, so fuck that shit.
What are you listening to? I have this thing where it's like I only listen to bands that I work for now. I don't know why.
Is that because you have to?
No, I don't have to, but that's just what I do. I don't know. Like sometimes I'll get in the mode, and if some like good things are happening, I'll be like, all right, let me put this on, and I just get in the zone for it. I don't know why. So it's like I just looked at my phone to see what I'm listening to see if there's anything cool.
I struggle with listening to new music.
It's me too. It's such a bad trait because it's like my life.
I think this is just because there's so much.
I like the new Deaf Heaven song. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's fucking
cool.
Right,
and a lot of people talking about it.
That I haven't actually done the new Poison Well yet.
Oh, you gotta do it. It's great, dude. It's great, and it's going down so good too. Oh my god!
I'm so bad.
I know. Okay, so and I hate that it took me this long, but the management company that I work at now, there's a manager there that works for this band, Julie. Do you know who Julie is?
No.
Brother.
Who is she?
It's a band. It does.
Just wanted to say that. I gathered.
It does have a woman in it, but and she will sing, and there's a guy that sings too. So they're like two vocalists, whatever. But holy fuck, dude, it is so good. It's called is it My Anti-Aircraft Friend? I gotta look it up just because I don't want to fuck it up. But it's like straight up one of the best records.
What does it sound like?
My Anti-Aircraft Friend. It is like there's moments that remind me of like Infinite Sadness, Smashing Pumpkins. There's moments that remind me of like At the Drive-In, Relationship of Command. Like I literally put this song on, and like how it comes At the Drive-In is one. The vocals aren't like At the Drive-In or Smashing Pumpkins, two of the maybe the most harsh vocals there are. Love them both, but man, it is like, I hate this comparison, but it's truly 90s feel, but it doesn't feel like contrived, you know? Like where it's like, dude, the 90s was like the best. And so like, that's what we sound like. It ain't like that. It feels like something that came out in the 90s. And
there you go. That's a new band.
It is so fucking good. If you, my anti-aircraft friend from the band Julie, track 2 on that record, and listen to it for 30 seconds. If you could listen to the whole song, do. And if you don't like that song, then you don't like it. But that would get you. It'll get you right away. But like, dude, I'm obsessed with this record. I listen to it probably every day for like months. Like, so you have to check it out. I don't even know if it's something that you like, because it can be soft, but even if it is soft, it is in like a dissonant way. So it's like,
I love soft if it's sad.
It's very
like
sad. There's
soft.
nothing poppy about it at all.
Okay, good.
It's nothing. Do you like Out the Drive-In?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd love it. Do you like Smashing Pumpkins?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd love it, dude. Even though like you might hear it and be like, this doesn't sound like those bands to me, this is what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
But man, I'm obsessed with it, bro. I can't recommend it enough. Julie, my anti-aircraft friend, if anyone's listening, or when people listen, check that fucking record out. It'll fuck you up.
My problem with listening to new music, or just listening to music in general, is I only listen to heavy music in the gym, which is every day. And then outside of the gym, I listen to anything that isn't heavy, pretty much. And for the most part, it's like thinking music, because I don't have any time to be like investing in the vocals. So I do a lot of like scores and lo-fi and just music that's for me to think or work or whatever.
You might find this is offensive, but for me, that's Radiohead. I listen to Radiohead a lot, where it's just like yesterday I listened to Moonshaped Pool probably 3 times, because I could just have it on the background.
Oh, yeah, that still counts. His voice is more like an instrument.
It is, yeah. It's
voice.
And, like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you a lyric from fucking Daydreaming. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it is like a instrument.
I'm trying to, but all I can hear is blah, blah,
yeah. And I'm like, oh, he's saying behind, and then you look and it's not. You know what I mean? So
Dreamers is the first lyric. There we go, we got one.
Like, I didn't know that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. So I could just listen to him fucking go on and do his thing. So like I like Radiohead for that. But yeah, you're right. Like thinking music.
Yeah.
That's why like I sometimes will put on, like I listen to the bands that I work for a lot, because I don't know. It can get inspiring. I guess I listen to Stray all the time for that reason too, because it's like if we're working on new merch, or even if I'm just like doing like logistical stuff for a tour, I'm still just getting into Stray mode. You know?
Like I listen to it on the way here, and I'll listen to it when I go to practice the drums.
I listen to Stray so much, and then it comes out, and I never listen to it.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Like that's why I've been listening to Euthanasia, and I was even texting the chat. I was like, "We're so fucking good." Like, you know, like I don't care. I'm not even saying like whatever. Like I think we're awesome, right?
Yeah.
That's the reason why I'm still doing it when I'm 37, because I just think we're so good. We make such good fucking music, and I listen to it. I'm just like, how do we do this shit, dude? Because I do it like we're doing it like unconsciously. Like I don't think about like making Guillotine. Like that was like, to me, I listened to it, I'm like, this is like fucking brilliant, you know? And then I was like, but we were just fucking around. Like it's just like, we're just joking. You know what I mean? Like we're just.
Part of it was just a challenge. It was originally 20 BPM slower. And you were like, I wonder if we can make it 185.
It helped. If it was slower, I probably would hate the song.
Yeah, it was nearly impossible to play.
Dun.
Well,
Like,
no, because we dropped down to 175 for that, but the intro is 185. Then it drops down to that. Immediate tempo change.
It's funny you can figure out who wrote what part by the tempo. It's 135 or 160, whatever. Wait, where are you Invincible? 140?
I was like, I'm Invincible at 150 when you needed a crazy breakdown, and they were like, can we just program something? And I was like, I'm Invincible at 150.
I remember that. This is Euthanasia, and you weren't there because of COVID. And I remember that we FaceTime you, and I was with Will, and you're like, I'm Invincible at whatever, you know. And we were like, all right, motherfucker.
And then, but then you challenged me, but then you made it 165.
Will did. I didn't.
It was the breakdown at the end of Salt in Your Spirit. Yeah. And then
it's the one song I wish we had a redo on, because it's so close to being great.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Yeah, you were called it. You were like, these verses are dog shit. I was like, oh, it sounds like Catch 33 Meshuggah to me. And you're like, no, they're whack. And I was like, whatever. And then we put it out, and I'm like, that's the one song that's kind of whack. Like
the breakdown's
so good.
The best on the record.
But that's why like that record is like a 95% to me, because like, you know, if you give everything, I don't know, it's like a 90. It's an A+ for me. Like I think that record is so good. But like I don't listen to it. Like I listen to it a lot, and then it comes out, and I never listen to it. So then now I listen to it just to get to practice.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it's so fucking good. It's like we smashed it on that one. I love it.
The mix is crazy as well.
The mix is insane, dude.
And the mix on the new
The mix on the new one's better. Yeah, I don't know how he does it, dude. Because like
he just buys more and more gear.
Yeah, I guess that's it. But like, how is that the answer? Like,
but also this is the first Stray record in that drum room, the new one. So that's a massive part, because you can hear how real the drums are. He is not used any samples. There's like 3 sections with samples.
But I just don't know how he does it. Like, I remember when Subliminal came out, I was like, oh, this is the best mix ever. I listen to it now. It
sounds like a black metal album.
Crazy. It smells like a black metal album. Like, I listened to First World because I was just going to play it, and I started playing it. I was like, I'm not doing this.
It sounds like AM radio.
It sounds crazy. Like, there's no bass.
Yeah.
And then now you listen to the new one, and like the bass is like the best thing he does, you know? But yeah, the mix on this one is so good. I don't know how he does it.
Subliminal is such a crazy mix.
So crazy.
But sometimes Will,
there's like no bass.
But Will deals with so much music. Like, I know he likes to try new things. So he probably went, what if we go really punky, organic with this one? And everyone probably went, yeah.
There could be a chance that we also said that.
Do you remember the original snare tone on Only Death Is Real? The record?
No.
It was Saint Anger level.
Really?
Egregious. And Will was like, yeah, it's nice. It's like nasty. And in my head, I was like, just doing this because he's bored of making records that just sound repeatedly the same kind of good.
And he knows that he could try more with us, which I welcome him to do. But I remember, like, because he'll say to us, like, what's a reference? Like, what do you like? And and the one time I told him, I was like, I love Around the Fur guitars and drums. Honestly, I was like, I love this. Yeah. And, you know, maybe at some point I referenced like Battle of Los Angeles too, and like not super, you know, and then he'll just be like, you're not doing that, stuff like that. So I don't know. There could just be stuff that we were saying too.
There is an Easter egg for anyone, you know, listening to new Stray stuff. We did layer in on certain sections, specifically where there is a snare drum and then an empty gap. The Saint Anger snare is layered in there, and you can hear it in the ring outs in the gaps. You hear the same Saint Anger ring out as like Frantic. But we're like, in a good mix, it sounds great. Yeah. Proof. We wanted to prove it, but also it's really funny if you know that.
It sucks. I want to talk about the new record.
You just did.
I know, but and like there's other things I want to talk about, like the artwork, like how we came up with that. Like we were on like a FaceTime call for like 2 hours. Yeah, because we went through like 4 rounds of artwork. And I was just like, man, we're just not. I was like,
it was like when I got Thai food delivered, and then suddenly, I was reanimated.
The Thai food made you sharp. But I was just like worried about it because I was like, dude, this record is so good, but I don't know what to do. Only Death Is Real. I had that artwork idea before the record was made. Internal Atomics, we came up with that idea in the studio. Euthanasia was you and me again. But that we honestly came up with the new record like we did Euthanasia.
Yeah.
Because we're like,
jump on a call.
What? Like, it's gotta just what's the button? And you're like, it should just be a button. And we're like, it could just be a button. You know what I mean? So, but like we always had some sort of guideline, but like this one we didn't. And I was like, what is it? And now like I love it. I love what it is. And I think it's so cool.
You can't really talk about it without leaking.
I know. I don't want to. It's all gonna show up at some point.
But that is how me and you work. We'll text for a little bit, and then it's like we'll just get on a call and then just talk.
And it comes out.
And then eventually the moment is there. There's a few that aren't the moment where we think they are, where we go down like a rabbit hole. Like, remember the Oppenheimer rabbit hole with this one? And then we were like, I got it. When we were both looking at it at the same time, we were like, yes, we got it. And then we were like, no, it sucks.
It sucks, yeah. We did that with Euthanasia, too.
What was nearly Euthanasia?
It was like supposed to be like a being, and I was referencing the Metal Gear Solid vinyl layout. You remember that? And it was like a little person with like a big fucking like being.
Yeah.
Sucked. So fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I probably
Sounds like bolt thrower artwork or something.
I could probably find it and put it in if you wanted to.
Did someone make it?
Yeah, fuck yeah, Donnie.
He made it
like no, you definitely did. If I showed you, you'd remember, 100%. Because we all saw it and we were like, nah, that's not.
I have a habit of like blacking things out from my memory.
Yeah, because we did that. We did that on this record too with Donnie again. Where we're like, this is the idea, and he does it like 2 or 3 times, and we're like, it's not the idea, and then it's like, it's literally this, and then he has to just like recreate something.
Yeah, we went from intensely technical drawing for this one to the simplest thing of all
Here's
time.
a picture from a man in Pittsburgh. Like, that's literally what it was, and but I'll try to find it, and then if you want to like toss it in there or something, because like if that was the cover of Euthanasia, it wouldn't work, because the art of the record needs to be an extension of the music, and if it's not good, then you're fucked. What's a good record with bad artwork?
There's got to be one.
I don't know if it exists. A good record.
Creed.
It's not good though.
The sales don't lie.
I mean, it is one of the highest selling records ever, with the Stone Cold worst.
Which is the one? Because they've got 2. They've got 2 real stinkers.
They're kind of all of them. I mean, because even the My Own Prison one is pretty brutal.
What's the main one though? The worst.
Human Clay.
Human Clay is
the worst album title.
Of all time.
Worst artwork. And then they had one called Weathered, I think. That one's worse.
Yeah.
Their faces carved on a tree.
There must be a bad.
I'm talking about
a good album, bad artwork.
Like imagine like Rage self-titled. The artwork was dog shit.
Do you feel like the artwork's incredible?
It's unreal. All of their artwork is perfect.
Do you feel like the music sells the artwork though? Like
sometimes the music,
just a fucking button.
The music sells everything, but like it's just a button. But it, like the record told a story with the artwork, right? So it's like so that it was cohesive. But yeah, sometimes
I'm racking my brain.
Sometimes the music sells everything in the end of the day. Even a band name. Like I'm trying to think of a bad band. Like, oh, what's your band called? Dinosaur Jr.
Pretty bad name.
Awful.
Good band.
However, it's fucking cool. You know, what's your band name? Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, again.
In your head, it's cool.
Yeah,
you know
because
what I mean?
it was made cool.
And then sometimes the band name can enhance how cool it is. Like, oh, what's your band name called? The Dillinger Escape Plan. And then you put on sugar-coated sour, and it's like your brain's in a microwave. Like that's like it extends it, but it's also like, what's your band name? Oh, Corn.
Oh, like the
Corn's
like the food. Yeah, but with a K.
But it's with a K and the R
is backwards.
Switched.
Oh, sick.
But
what does the bass sound like?
But then you listen to it and it makes sense.
Sick,
now it's like you see Corn and you're like, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's Corn.
You know, so but like what's bad artwork and a fantastic record. I don't know if
Follow the Leader by Korn's not great.
That's kind of sick.
I guess it
And
is.
then they made the video with it, with that stuff animated into it. It's pretty cool. And then Korn Issues. I bet you that record would be cooler if the artwork was cooler. The artwork is terrible.
I had that on a hoodie and a t-shirt when I was a kid, though. I thought that was cool as fuck. You're a little goth kid.
I guess. And also, like, the idea of it was sick, like, having the fans do it, like, and submit stuff. So, and then having alternate covers.
Which made it cool.
Come on, we gotta get one. I take it back.
No, we gotta get one.
I'm trying to think of bad album covers for fantastic records, and it's really hard.
I can do names of bands like you said, but I can't do
names is a lot easier. But I'm talking about artwork. Like that's why it's like the artwork. Like that's what I'm saying. Imagine if Euthanasia was what it was the first round, and we put it out. The record would not be as good because people would see it and not be intrigued by it. But you're telling me that like a record called Jane Doe with that cover by a band called Converge that starts with Concubine.
That's what you listen to, by the way, when you like what you're listening to. Just been listening
I listen to Converge, yeah. I mean, same. I listen to Deftones. It sucks. Like, I want to listen to new bands, but it's just hard for me. And I'm honestly like paying attention a lot.
I think you do more than me for listening to new bands.
I absolutely do. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like I'm desperate to find new ones, but like a lot of times, it's just like, you fucker.
That's the problem. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm 37. It's just not for me. I'm not saying it's bad.
Sometimes I do like that, but the problem is there's so much that I don't like. I need like a council of people to bring it to me. Like Craig, welcome, come to the council. We brought you
and then you know
3 albums that you're going to like.
You know what, too? Like, there's no better feeling than being stopped in your tracks and knocked on your ass from someone you haven't heard from before. There's this, she blew up on TikTok. Her name is, I want to say, I got to look it up just because I don't want to fuck it up. Hold on, because it's recent on my thing. Lola Young. Have you heard of her? From the UK. Holy hell, bro. She put out her record in like 2022. And then like she a song called Messy that just went viral today or like last week, and she went on fucking Jimmy Fallon.
Sick.
The voice on this person is like stop me in my tracks, and the music is awesome. Like it's an actual band. Like that's what I want now.
You know so much.
I know I do.
What's her
I know I
artwork
do.
like though? Come on, give me.
I mean,
I don't really care. I want.
Her artwork is really close up of her face with like plastic wrap over it.
We have
It's
7 minutes left. I want.
That went really fast.
I know, but I want one album.
Oh, we're talking about amazing album with bad artwork.
Yes, that sucks.
Here's the thing. I would say Black Album sucks.
Yeah, but it's just so basic. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but White Pony's basic, and it was awesome.
But you just swap a snake.
But the little snake.
Snake's awesome. No, not allowed.
I know. I'm also just not Mr. Metallica. So can we find one in 7 minutes of a great record?
Great record.
With
Artwork sucks.
Horrific artwork.
AC/DC Back in Black's kind of shit, but you don't care.
Band sucks. Sorry. What?
Nah,
What?
I mean, I don't care, but
yeah. But I mean, listen. I would listen to instrumentally. I think it's fucking amazing.
Anyway, no, bad. There's got to be something 2000s or like late 90s because when computers were able to make artwork, but it just looked fucking bad all the time. But I can't really think.
That's like Creed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Creed,
but Creed's probably the one. But
can we talk about how bad Human Clay is? What is
sounds like they're talking about doo-doo.
Shit, yeah, like crap.
Oh, I got to make a Human Clay.
How did they sell Human Clay? You sold that title to your band.
Yeah,
and it worked.
Well, I guess we're ending on Human Clay then. Yeah,
I mean, but
it worked. They made a lot of money.
Yeah, but I don't care about that. You know what I mean? Like,
we ain't gonna get one. If you
6 minutes.
Actually,
this is such a scam. I love it because you know what I hate too. Like I watch like on TikTok, like this guy like makes just sushi rolls and he'll be baking it, and I just watch it because whatever. And he's just like, what kind of sushi rolls do you like? Leave it in the comments below. Like
algorithm.
Literally leave it in the comments below.
This
is appropriate. Put it in the comments. Yeah. What is a bad
artwork?
You could do this as a clip for socials too.
Great album.
Socials clip. Because then you'll get it in the comments.
But we didn't even get one. Anyway.
It's out there, but you're putting me on the clock though.
We have run out of time looking for a great album with truly terrible artwork.
Yeah.
So I want it in the comments. So the leader so far is Creed, Human Clay. But
I'm talking about
the
like
argument's out on whether
I'm
or not it's
talking about
great.
like, oh man, have you like Jane Doe? You know what I mean? Like imagine if Jane Doe was the Human Clay artwork. It wouldn't be as cool, right? You know what I'm saying? So like I'm saying like what's a record that's like fantastic? Obviously Creed made great songs, was huge, cool. But I'm talking about like what's like, oh fucking calculating infinity.
The minute the music gets good enough, whatever it is becomes cool.
There's gotta be something that we're missing. That's horse shit.
Give it to me. Someone. Thanks for coming, Tom, to my studio that's not mine. Thanks to everyone here at this studio that's not mine. Hopefully next time you see me, I'll have another podcast studio. Thanks, everyone.